Tuning into tonight's show as we get you ready for the first Football Friday in the month of October here in 2023. Chet Coupland's appearances on this show are made possible thanks to Mammoth Sports Construction, Jock's Niche, the Hurt app, and Watco. Chet, we will come straight to you and get some of the statewide stat leaders that you and your team are compiling over at SIK.
Dylan Dunn, off the charts this year, Blue Valley Southwest, 686 yards. Other players that have had big years as well. Owen Reese as a dual threat out of Hodgman County. Willie Dorsey out of Wellsville. Corey Crumrine has been slinging around the yard for Sedgwick. How about Stockton Timbrook as well of Abilene, who is a team on the rise at 4-1, 1,260 yards. Brooks Kappelman, he's making a case just like Dunn to be, a top 11 5A Player of the Year finalist type of player so far of the numbers that he's putting up so far. Trevor McGraw of Tonganoxie has been great. Max Houston out of Topeka Seaman, the K-State baseball commit. Belton Jorgensen has put up a lot of yards, as is Logan Russell. Mason Baker has been one of the most impressive 8-man players in the state. Colton McCanna has been very consistent here recently. Of course, you look at Mario Elias. I don't have his 5-game total yet, but I do know it's over 1,000. He had 902 yards after 4 weeks. Braden Coons, our 1A Defensive Player of the Year last year. Tanner Heckel dominating the competition. Really good performers after the first 5 weeks, statistically.
Thanks, Chet. Now, Matt, we will come to you, and we've got a loaded week of high school football here at week number 6, but some thrillers happened last week.
Yeah, there were big games last week, and it doesn't get any bigger than number 1 versus number 2 in Class 6A. Gardner Edgerton holds off Olathe North 21-14. Really a great game, and the Trailblazers got they recovered a fumble in the end zone there in the first half. I think it was tied at halftime, and then Gardner gets the only score of the second half. So, 8 matchup there. How about Washburn Rural beating Junction City with they returned a couple of fumbles for touchdowns, and then I believe another non-offensive score as well. So blocked a kick, I believe, on the third one. And so the Junior Blues keep winning, undefeated there. A lot of great games last week, and we've talked about this before, Sean, but we're getting further and further into district play, and so we'll start to see some separation in those and kind of start to peek ahead at some potential playoff matchups as we move along.
Great stuff, guys. It's now time to step aside for our first break. When we return, we break down the kpreps.com rankings for all 9 classifications. That's coming up next here on the Kansas Kickoff Show.
At American Implement, we know that our farmers and ranchers are getting up and going to work every morning to provide food, fuel, and fiber for the world. And even though time and technology keeps us constantly changing, one thing will always remain the same. We promise that we'll continue working right beside you. We appreciate all that you do for our country and our communities. From all of us at American Implement, thank you. And may God bless the American farmer and rancher.
To us, it's about so much more than just providing the technology. It's about enriching the communities we live in. Because your community is our community. Where you live, where you work, where you play. We do too. Whatever you do, and wherever you are, our service supports you. Next Tech Wireless. We are Kansas.
Seatbelts are for everyone.
When we do our safe observations at our school, almost everybody is on their phone.
A lot of students at the school and even adults always need to reply to that text or email or phone call or whatever while they're driving.
I'd like to see a lot more people pay attention to what's going on. I always do my best to pay attention. I'm not on my phone. I don't think any text message is as important as your life.
Hey everybody, this is Chet Coupland with Sports in Kansas and the Think Before You Post Power of Social Media Tour. Shout out to all of our great sponsors for making this show possible. American Implement, The Safe Project, and Next Tech Wireless, as well as presenting me, Mammoth Sports Construction, Watco, the Hurt app, and Jock's Niche. Be sure to check out the Hurt app at hurtapp.com. It was created for sports families, parents of active kids. You need the Hurt app as part of your virtual medical first aid kit. Download the Hurt app at hurtapp.com.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the KSHSAA, are the 103,000 high school sports and performing arts students in Kansas. And so, we stand. We stand for the runners, debate team members, and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, officials, and adjudicators. We stand for the drummers, football players, and actors. We stand for the golfers, singers, and swimmers. We stand as the national leader and advocate for these essential activities and all who participate in them and make them possible, because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
Back here on the Kansas Kickoff Show, I'm Sean Boston, joined by Matt Gilmore from KPreps.com and Chet Copeland from Sports in Kansas. Guys, it is segment number 2. That means we look at the rankings for all 9 classifications. We start in Class 6A and work our way down through 6-man. So let's go ahead and dive right into those. In Class 6A, Manhattan at